Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Mark Bainbridge, co-founder of Dragonfly, and in I think the next 360 seconds, if I'm given the the right timings, I'm going to try and convey something of how we're a positive force for good in the current context. I think Dragonfly becomes more relevant as time goes on. We disrupt the way we analyze content, creative content, to create actionable performance improvements for our brands and partners. So I want to start off with a little bit of science on a Thursday afternoon. So please pay attention, there'll be a little test afterwards. So the human brain, in essence, as we know, is probably a sophisticated biological computer, and we separate its function into a precognitive state, which is the kind of the biological bit that we have no real control over, because that's what we're doing all the time, and the top-down processing, which is our learned processing behaviors. So these are the things that we pick up over time. So Dragonfly operates exclusively in that precognitive space. And what the brain is doing as we're kind of going through the world on a day-to-day basis, it's helping us to decipher the things that are significant in the world around us. So imagine for a minute if we could kind of bottle that process, turn it into an algorithm and use it to understand how consumers see our content. If we could do that, we could principally model perfect human-ready content in everything from retail to digital. So that's what Dragonfly does. It's AI modeled on human visual attention. So we've basically taken the way that the brain functions and turned it into a piece of patented software, which sits at the center of all our AI solutions, which you can see here. So Dragonfly is a suite of analysis tools, which gives us instant heat mapping and metric indexing of what we see in what order and what we see first. So we can use this on the move in our iOS version. We can use it on desktop, so we can deal with heavy load. We can see it through short form video, and we're starting to do quite a lot of work with helping social influencers to ensure that their content is reaching the mark. And most excitingly for us, we're actually launching our new Google Chrome extension, and we've got a little secret offer for you right at the end of the session with me. Basically, if we move on one, Alex, it'd be great. It's low friction AI. So typically, I think that Maya was suggesting this in her conversation with us, is that, you know, the things that are simplest to get away are the ones that are most likely to get traction in the innovation space quickly. We don't require huge integrations. It's a very simple to learn, simple to use piece of software effectively. And then we use it to take out time and cost from things like human research. So imagine the complexity now of trying to bring a human panel together to analyze your content. It's really just not going to happen. So what we can do is instantly provide precision accuracy and unbiased metrics explaining how your content is working. And we're doing this for increasing numbers of, we think really positive forward-thinking brands. Our improved content performance typically helps us to move by factors between 5 and 20% in verticals from FMCG right across to visual merchandising. And it's used iteratively in design. So it's not a case of taking a snapshot and it tells you, this is what you should do. You use it iteratively. We call it human in the loop AI. So it's helping to kind of take bias out of the decision-making process. And the results we see from most of our clients are they typically see, improvements in click-through rates and sales conversion and time to market. So I just wanted to flick onto our last one, which is a demonstration of the Google Chrome extension. And we're going to do two things. One is, I think at the end, Alex is going to give you a link to a trial download. So you can actually download Dragonfly to your iOS device, which we'll send as part of the follow-up to this. But what you're seeing here is our Google Chrome extension, which is basically picking items in real time from a website and giving them an index number from 0 to 100, 100 being the things that are grabbing our highest levels of attention. So we can instantly see whether these assets are working for us. So that's all I really wanted to say, is that we're having, quite an interesting time of it as we go through this process. We're finding that actually clients are finding, the importance of understanding how their digital user experiences are working becomes more significant too.